Wow, what a beautiful song. Beautiful
I know.
song.
Get my aerobic workout with you, Whimsy.
Well,
Top of the show.
I always hear Debbie in my mind telling me about the energy. We've talked about that. Right?
Really? Well, I think we got some energy up right now.
Yeah. So how are you doing? How have you been?
I'm doing good. Just working hard on a lot of projects right now, and my YouTube channel, and working for you, and making phone calls, and doing art, and just my hands on a lot of things. Taking some classes right now, so it's a good time in my life.
You're taking Italian, I hear. Do tell.
Yes, I'm taking that class, and I'm also taking an art practitioner's course to therapy through art. I just began that a week ago. That was gifted to me by my dear friend
Oh,
Stephanie, who's a therapist, and she thought it'd be fun if we took the class together. She's doing it as part of her ongoing certification. She thought it would be fun for me. It's something I can use for my channel. I can make videos. I can maybe work with people privately, doing something I love.
wow. Well, congratulations. And I know you did not get much of a spring break. We only gave you a week off. Was that okay?
That was okay, but it seemed like I was still working for you, but that was more than okay. You take very good care of me, and I like to take care of you.
Well, yeah. Your other job, but you had a week off as an actor, I should say.
Yes,
but
I
not
did.
really.
Yes.
Yes. Now tell us about your other channel for those people who don't know.
My other channel, Chuck's Captivating Chronicles. I do a live stream on Mondays, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. East Coast. I just talk about industry news here in Los Angeles. Most of it is about old Hollywood, which is my passion. And my other passion, I love Lucy and Lucille Ball. So that pretty much takes care of it was originally set out to be a half an hour, but the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've gone over to almost an hour, just talking off the top of my head. And I make a lot of videos for my channel on the subjects of old Hollywood and I Love Lucy. And do you know I'm up to 540 videos right now?
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Ooh, I've been working hard.
Yes,
and I have
I'm so proud of you.
1,200 subscribers.
You hear that, folks? 1,200 subscribers. Well, let's go ahead and turn the camera around to those of you who have decided to join us for Taco Tuesdays. If you can like and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Who do we have here, Chuck?
Well,
do you see any?
We have Roxanne, we have Rose, we have Jill, we have Leah. Trying to read here. I should have put my glasses on. You know, one of the challenges of reading the comments, I have these bright lights in my eyes and that shifts the focus. And so I have to refocus to read here. But we have a lot of our friends here, people that we love.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Leah, good morning from Sydney, Australia. I love the Australians. You know, here in Los Angeles, we have a lot of Australians who come here to be actors or to be in the music industry. And I've just always found them to be the warmest, sweetest people. Yeah.
Very much so. Very much so. I was going to say, if you're just joining us, that we have a couple of quick announcements before we get started. Let me just get organized here. I'm a little bit all over the place. For starters, we wanted to announce that if you didn't know, one great way to support the channel is to, is to become a member. Memberships help pay for our actors and for our upkeep. And for this incredibly expensive microphone, I still don't know how to set up. I cannot set this thing up. I give up. It's the Shure $300. Did I send you one of those? I can't do it.
And as you'll recall, it never did work properly. We finally had to abandon it. We tried some shows where people were complaining about the sound quality.
Yeah. Okay. And it's like $700 forever. You know what? I don't know what to do. Maybe I should just sell the whole thing. I give up. So, but I'm trying. Well, thank you. I'm trying to get us condenser microphones so that because we want to improve the show. So,
absolutely.
Yes. So
possibly be.
Yes, but unfortunately, I have no idea what I'm doing. And they're saying, just watch a video. All you have to do is take the cable 3R4 and punch it into the 2960AD at the 1i64 console and the one. I'm like, listen, folks, it's not working. Okay, help me. I have hard cash. I am a heterosexual female in need of help, and I've got hard cash. How hard?
Whimsy, it always amazes me. Whenever I just feel so frigging stupid when I cannot figure out the technology, working computer programs and so forth. And then I talk to really intelligent people like you. You're a doctor, for goodness sakes, and even you're not getting it. I have another friend. She has a PhD. She can't figure out computer technology. So I don't feel quite so bad.
I want to just pay a guy or a girl to come, or whatever you want to call yourself. It's not my business to cut that. As long as you know what you're doing, just come and fix this thing because I am lost anyway. So that's where your money goes. If you decide to subscribe to this channel, it goes to things like that. And I wanted to announce, did you know, Chuck, I imagine you do know that we have a book club.
Yes, we do. We most certainly do.
Yes.
I love our book club.
And do you know who the Book of the Month Club Select of April is?
Well, you mentioned on April. I don't hear their name, but I haven't received my book yet.
Yours is getting mailed. Yours is getting
Mine
mailed.
is getting mailed. But I knew you told me.
Sorry, sending mail. All right, I got it. All right, we need to talk about this. This is so damn important. I don't know what the story is like. Why we okay, first off, you can't get it on Amazon. Let's just get to the chase. You can't get it on Amazon, but you can get it at Barnes and Noble and Thrift Books.
Mhm.
This is an important book.
You
Do
were
you know
mentioning
why? Yes. Why did
well,
I
you
say this was an important
about
book?
working through your karma, working
Yes.
through the karma you have in this lifetime. That's the way I understood it as you put it to me. That has
Well,
me intrigued.
do you think that we are in a matrix?
In what respect?
You
A
think this is
matrix?
all
You
just a
mean
big video game and then we get blown up in the end? And then, up, you didn't win the video game, so you get to go back and play again. And every time we get blown up and then we get recycled.
well, I don't know where to begin to comment on that one. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
So I think that the best thing we can do to make the world a better place is to strive to be happy creating our goodness in the world. So, what my mentor calls your vision. So it
Yeah.
starts with recognizing that you have a vision. It starts
Mhm.
with recognizing that not everybody is going to understand your vision or respect your vision or take it seriously. So
Mhm.
you have
I
to
relate
take
to that. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
seriously. So I have a question.
Yes.
Do you know your vision?
Do I know my vision? I feel
Yes.
my vision is constantly expanding and evolving, but I do believe the highest purpose we possibly have is to treat others as we wanted to be treated ourselves, treat everyone with love, compassion, respect. I think that's the most important thing any of us can do. I know my vision is definitely to utilize my art, my talents, my creativity for the betterment of people. I'm always mindful of that.
Oh, I love that. So that's one of the things that she talks about in here is to go into a very deep place of meditation and try and find that part of you, that spark that makes you want to get up in the morning, that makes you that says
Wow.
and feed that spark until it becomes an inferno. But or you
Oh,
can
I love
starve
that.
it, it will die, and or you can starve it and it will die.
That is fabulous. Well, if I may interject, I was friends with the actress Evelyn Keyes. This was a woman at the age of 88. She was a big actress in the 1940s. At the age of 88, she went jogging 4 miles a day. And I said, "What's the secret to your youth, your longevity?" And she said, "Every morning, have something you're passionate about that you can't wait to get started on." And for her, it was her writing. That was her thing she did later in her life. But I think that ties in with that.
Yes, and I think that is what Gail Neinhaus is saying is that it's similar to what longevity experts are saying, which is move it or lose it.
Yeah, I believe that.
And what is causing people to lose it and not get out of bed in the morning is that they have lost their dreams.
It was Jimmy Carter who said, "You only grow old when your dreams die." I
Yes.
believe, yeah, you always have to have a dream. You always have to have, and what Evelyn said, you have to have something to be passionate about every single day when you get out of bed, something to get started on that you can't wait to do, something that I guess pulls you towards your dream and never let
Right.
your dreams die, no matter how old you are.
It's okay to be lost and it's okay to change your dream. And it goes back to what you've said, which is that your dream can evolve,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Can you
absolutely.
can you explain that to people?
Well, I think my dreams have changed definitely in the last decade or so. Certainly 10 years ago, I never would have envisioned myself doing a show like this with you, doing my own show on Mondays, putting up videos, talking about old Hollywood, talking about my art. This is a whole new life direction for me. I never planned on. So it's like a whole new dream I'm pursuing right now. So that's what I mean. It's just dreams keep evolving as we evolve and we maybe something we once dreamt of no longer serves us, and it's time to let it go by the wayside.
That's it. That's what I think about. The other thing I think about with you and with me is that you and I have very specific backgrounds with very specific training. And
Yes.
so nobody else can do your vision. There aren't a lot of doctors running around with the name Whimsy who are
No.
stand-up comedians and naturopaths who also are getting their PhD in medical anthropology. You know what I'm
And that's why
saying?
people love you,
That's
Whimsy.
that's a niche, right? And Chuck, there aren't a lot of naturopathic physicians assistants in the world who are also trained actors.
Hollywood
Or I mean,
historians.
yeah. So what I'm
Hollywood
saying,
experts.
it sounds a little silly what I'm saying, but what
I
my
know
point is,
it is, but it isn't, you know?
doesn't it mean though that the accumulation of your life experiences
Yes.
is
I'm glad
ultimately going to take you to your vision, isn't it?
exactly. I'm glad you said that. I forgot to say that myself, but you're right. It's the accumulation of all the experiences. Every single thing has taken us to this point of where you and I are right now in this moment. So I
Yes,
feel
and
the dreams have to tailor accordingly as we learn new things, as we expand, as we grow, our interests evolve.
And the other thing is to only hang around people that take your dreams seriously. And okay,
Yeah.
what do we need to do to make your vision happen? Like, don't be around cynics because that's toxic.
Oh, I agree with you there. I try to take people like that with the proverbial grain of salt, let things roll off my back. You know, that's one of the great things about getting older is that a lot of things don't faze me the way they used to. There's a lot of things I just don't care about anymore. People can just say whatever they want to say now. Where it used to devastate me maybe 20 years ago. Now I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I know my own truth. I'm more planted in my own truth now. And I know you are as well. It's a
Yes,
great
yes.
place,
And
powerful place.
when someone tells me I'm being too sensitive or something like that, somebody recently said to me, I said, I don't like the way you're teasing me. This was a member of the family who used to pick
Yeah.
on me when I was a little kid. And this is a
Yeah.
good person, but it's an older member of the family who picked on me when I was a kid,
Oh, I
brutally
went
when
through
I was.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now she's an adult and I'm an adult, and she went back to doing that. And for 61 years, I've always just laughed it off. And finally, I said, I don't like the way you're talking to me. And it
Good for you.
had to change the dynamic. And that's an act of self-love also. It's like it
That is an
she's
act of self-love.
right. And the other person had said, well, I feel like, well, you are, I'm walking on eggshells. Like
Mhm.
as if to imply that to be treated like a human being is an irrational request. But
Right.
my response was, and this is what I mean about standing in your power. My response was, if you insist on speaking to me like that, you should be
Yes.
walking on eggshells.
Ex exactly. But
Don't
isn't
you
it
don't someone to being a borderline just because they're not going to allow you to talk to them like that. Maybe you're
right?
the crazy one. You're the one that's talking in that. But the point
Yeah.
is that she goes into this whole thing about self-love, and what
Yeah.
caused the fight, what caused me to be like that was the person was attacking the Oasis One program, which was my thesis. I was just feeling
Yes.
vulnerable, and so I felt like my goal, my vision was being attacked. So you want
Yes,
to be,
because it came from a very personal, heartfelt place within yourself. It's hard not to feel attacked, hard not to take that personally.
well, you have to be able to take criticism if it's constructive, but if someone's just leveling into you and saying it's a stupid
Yeah.
idea, that can beat you down. And then that's dangerous if you're thinking about reincarnation, like if you're thinking about if you're here to create uh, fixing in the world, tikkun olam, the fixing of the world, and you don't want to come back again, you'd better
Mhm.
take your dreams seriously.
That's
So,
fascinating. You're
yeah,
yeah. She's specifically speaking of your dream itself, is your dream is intrinsic to your karma and your purpose. That's the way I'm
That's
understanding
right.
it. Well, I'm
That's
going to
right.
love this. We'll wait to get it in the mail. Start reading
Yeah.
it.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
I wanted to just open up talking about it because I do feel like the book is very powerful. And I feel that ultimately it's why we're all here. It's why we're all alive. And I'm really excited that we are. It's like a real conversation. It's like the meat and bones of a conversation. It's what we need to all be talking about. What is your vision? And not only do we desperately want to encourage you in your vision, but encourage ourselves, because by
Yeah.
doing this, we're going to get faster to world peace.
Oh,
Happy
I agree.
people are not violent people.
Exactly. Exactly. I think a lot of people subconsciously are so angry and so frustrated because they're not pursuing their true dreams. They're not doing what they want to be doing. It takes a toll after a while. We've all been there. We've all been there where we've been stuck in jobs we don't want to do, but we feel we're obligated to do so. Many situations, relationships that hold us down, whatever, anything that keeps us from our dreams and our purpose.
Yes, and if
Yeah.
you're a stoic, learn from the past, learn even from your critics, but then if they're not going to help you get to Mars, if they're not going to help you get to where you need to go, you got to be, all right, thank you. I heard your
Mhm.
criticisms. I receive it. I'll process. I got to go. Boom, boom. You got to keep going forward like that Queen of Swords. You got to keep going
Yeah.
forward.
Basically, thank you for your thoughts, but I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
not
If
how it works.
if it's not, I mean, it almost sounds heartless, but if it's not going to get you from point A to point B, if all they're doing is tearing you down and mooching off of you, you've got
There's
to
no
make
point.
that tough decision. I got to go. I got to move on.
I think it's also important for ourselves to be able to recognize when it's tearing us down, when it is not the truth, because it's so easy to buy into that and think it is the truth and start to believe it and then let it tear us down. This is where we have to stand up to that and say, no, no, I don't agree with that. That's not appropriate for me. I thank you for your thoughts. I respect where you're coming from, but I don't agree with that.
Amen.
That's right. That's self-love.
All right. So I wanted to just say hi to Joel Tilson. He is our floor director. Thank you for being here. K Travel Tarot, thank you for being here. Ann Dillon, Kitty Connell, Chris Crowdis, Leah Percassi from Sydney, Rose Blue, Ann Dillon. We're going to get to everyone's questions. Again, please sure and like and subscribe. Check out our merch. We're going to go ahead. We're going to do the
Oh, our merch.
Empath prayer. Bask ourselves in some nice positive light energy before we start spying.
We're being spied upon. Who's spying?
All right. If you know the prayer, you've had 5 years to rehearse it. If you know the prayer, please say it out loud. And if anyone you know needs to receive a healing, you can type their name or just hold them in your thoughts as we say the prayer, and we will include that person in our prayers for a healing. Okay.
Okay.
I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together, collectively, we say, Amen. Well, where do we start?
Where do I begin?
There's just, do we start with the orange blob? I mean, it feels to me like the orange blob might be, I don't know. Let's see what's going on here. Hold on a second. So you
I
like
call him the
talking
so
the orange? Should I call a former president? I see that's not very respectful, is it?
Yes, but neither is his former president. You know,
Yeah, I
that's what,
mean, I think people could be concerned about RFK being the potential spoiler in this situation.
no, I think the
Uh,
spoiler is Biden, don't you?
I'm sorry, what was that?
It seems like he's more of a spoiler for Biden than Trump. Do you feel that he would just siphon votes away from Biden?
Well, people want the war to end. People are upset about what's going on in Israel, Gaza, rightly so. But here we have a situation where I wonder if this guy even has much of a future. Juan Rashan says that he is on thin ice. Did you read about this whole situation, the gag orders and everything else?
Oh yeah, I read about the gag orders. Trump was going after the judge's daughter now because he's calling her a quote unquote rabid Trump hater, a radical liberal, and Trump said because she had been discussing the case with her father that he should recluse himself. You know that he's been corrupted. Those are Trump's claims.
Mm-hmm. What's your feeling about it? I mean, do you feel like he's already gotten away with too much as it is?
That Trump, well, it seems like Trump, he has a talent for looking for the tiniest little slip in the noose and the rope to go through that. You know, whenever you put a gag order on him, he manages to slip through and find something. Up until now, there had not been a gag order in effect on the judge's daughter, so that's what Trump went after. You know, I think before the judge had ruled he could not talk about witnesses, jurors, court staff, the judge, but it had to be expanded now to the judge's family. Trump will just take any opportunity he can get.
How is this type of a psychopath? I mean, like, what freaks me out is what freaks me out about power is how many people are so drawn to power that
Yeah.
they'll tolerate that they will make allowances.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of it I don't understand. Maybe you have more of an understanding of it, but I mean, I've just been like many of our viewers, I've just been watching, baffled how Trump just gets away with almost anything time after time after time again. It seems to me he should have been in jail several times over by now.
So let's go ahead and throw some cards and let's just see about the future of this particular case with Judge Michon and see what happens.
Okay. Okay. I got a couple of cards. First one I got was discipline, and I got exhaustion. So I think it's just going to take extreme discipline on several parts. The part of the judge, certainly the part of Trump. He's got to be disciplined constantly. But I just get exhaustion. It's like Trump is just wearing people down. And that's one of the tactics of sociopaths. They just try to batter you and batter you and batter you. And I'm sure there just is an element of exhaustion trying to keep up on top of this and stay disciplined during this.
Do you think the discipline also could be that they're going to discipline Trump for his crazy behavior, that it's a time of disciplinarian behavior?
I certainly hope so, and I certainly believe so. I think we're already seeing evidence of that. You know, the way the gag order keeps expanding, there's got to be a point where Trump can't slip through it anymore, and he's going to, shall we say, F up and say some very inappropriate things, which he cannot seem to help himself from doing. And then I'm just curious, what kind of disciplinary measures would be taken against him?
Yeah, I have something, it's not good. I mean,
What do you got?
Nine of Swords, incarceration, arrest. This
Restoration.
guy,
Okay.
but you know what's weird about it? It's almost like, take a look at these cards. The guy is this. You said disciplined, and then I see this. It's like they're going to discipline him.
Okay, well, that makes sense. That's another way of interpreting the card.
Yeah, I mean, like you're the interpreter, so but that was like when I saw that card and I had mine in front of me. That's where my head went. But and then yeah, but what's also crazy is that his opposition thinks he's insane, and it's almost like they want to just say you're guilty now, and we'll send you to the psych hospital because Archangel Raphael is his opposition.
Yeah.
His opposition is trying to help him. His opposition is saying, we can get you off on the crazy bill. No, this guy wants to go all the way, and I can make it to be You know what's terrifying is that a person this crazy can make it to be the president of the United States.
As we've seen once before.
His hopes
crazy can do this, you know.
Yeah, I mean, what he has done, but you know what? Isn't this what a borderline? Can you imagine being married? When you tell somebody I'm married to someone like this and no one believes you, this is what it is to be married or to deal with someone who has a personality disorder.
Oh my God, yeah, it's classic borderline personality disorder. You know, he's just a textbook sociopath, narcissist. All of this ties in, and we've all known people like this. Smaller degrees. You know, you and I both know a former boss I once had who definitely fit this profile. And I always looked at her as the microcosm of the macrocosm of Trump. And it's one of the reasons I understand Trump is because I had to work with a sociopath like him for 8 years. I don't know how I survived that.
Yeah, God, I remember that. So listen, I feel like this is going to collapse. I feel like they don't know what to do with this guy. It's like he gets disciplined. He could be facing incarceration. They're saying, take this guy, get some help. Look at the masters are all around him. How is it that we don't have a justice system that knows how to deal with criminal psychopaths, like career criminals, conflict, outbreak, war?
I've never understood it. I've never understood how so many people can be such poor judges of character. I just think with Trump, you've got evil, you've got insanity, like right in your face. It could not be more obvious. And yet he's got people who support him. I used to, you know, when he was president, and I would sometimes watch his afternoon press conferences. It was during the pandemic year 2020 when we were all locked down at home, and I'd watch his press conferences and watch him have meltdowns on the podium, you know, just with reporters. And I knew then he was showing his insanity to everyone on live television. How can people not see that?
Well, as Rose Blue was saying, do we think that he'll get contempt charges in the next 48 hours?
Really? Next 48 hours?
Well, she says, do you think that'll happen? I think it's possible.
Well, let's see here. Will Trump have charges in the next 48 hours? Okay, I'm getting a no on that, but I just said for the next 48 hours. It could be.
Yeah.
Than that. What are you getting?
Yeah, I'm getting something similar. That Five of Wands leads me to think that that he could lead this entire thing to just completely collapse. You know, Trump's bond rejected. I don't think his bond was rejected. Joel
I don't think it was either. I don't think so. I think I saw news it was accepted. He came up with the money.
Yeah. Let's see. There are two people asking that question. Let's take a look.
Okay, what are we asking, Whimsy? Please.
Will the 175 million be rejected? Unapproved source, because the source where he got the money. The question is, they could reject it because of where he got the money from.
Okay, now I got a strong no on that. It was just immediate with the pendulum. No, I get that it's going to be accepted.
He has deep, deep ties in old money, so probably accepted. Yeah. Look at that devil card over that money, man.
Really?
Devil
card. That shouldn't surprise me.
But it looks to me, those cards, like everything's gonna fall apart, like there could like he gets increasingly out of control, and it could lead to a situation
Yeah.
where, the whole thing just collapses and they try to haul him off to a funny farm or something with those cards.
Yeah. I just get the feeling his insanity is just worsening with time. It might even be tied in with dementia.
Mhm. Yeah. So Texas legislature, according to Rose Blue, is trying to pass a law charging women with murder for having to terminate their pregnancies, abortion. What will the results be? They're going to start charging women with murder?
Oh, God.
Does that include a DNC if the baby's dying and you got to just walk around with a dead baby, I guess, right?
Crazy. I'm getting, you know, I'm getting a no when I ask that question. Are women going to start being charged with murder? I have to believe some law, something is going to be done to step in to prevent that. Something that's just going too far.
It looks to me like they're killing the Republicans. See, people in Texas are notoriously independent. You know, they
Yeah.
don't like other people in their business. These are not the same types of Republicans, the wild, wild west. Four of Pentacles is to lay off, hold on to. The other is in chains. So we don't want you in Texas. We don't want you in our business, right? The land that was queers and steers, right? The stereotype of what built Texas, because anything goes. The early tolerance that was part of the wild, wild west still has remnants today in the new Texas. So I think they're going to potentially harm themselves, and I think it will help Democrats. I think
Oh, yeah. I think
Democrats will
so.
Texas.
Yeah. I mean, the
So
public opinion, from the polls, it definitely seems this is going to hurt the Republican Party.
mhm. So are you one for gossip, Chuck? Are you someone who likes gossip, or I mean,
Well,
what's your feeling about gossip?
I guess I'm supposed to say, oh, no,
You're
no.
the
But no, I guess I enjoy it
for
just
all
as
of
much as anybody else. I'm my mother's son in that respect,
Okay.
because my mother was an inveterate gossip.
I think it's completely okay for us to talk about gossip if it has political or human rights aspects, and
Yes.
this
Well,
stuff
certainly
does.
when it's based on facts, what we do know.
Okay, can you talk to me? What do we know? First off, what do we call this guy? Is it Diddy? Is it what is it?
I understand right now it is Diddy. That's how they're referring to him on the news broadcast right now. Was it used to be P. Diddy? Now it's Diddy.
Okay, all right.
I could
For those people who have not caught up, can you tell the audience what's going on with Diddy?
Oh, he's he's had both of his homes raided. By the is it the FBI that raided his Los Angeles home and his home in
No,
Miami?
it was Homeland.
Homeland Security. Okay, that's what it was. Forgive me.
Foreign
It's my mistake.
nationals.
Yeah, all kinds of accusations about human trafficking. I know his two sons were held and questioned for a while. Their mother was very angry about that. I know she spoke about it on the news today. I keep looking to see any big developments. It seems to still be following along what we knew last week, but I think that's because they're keeping this under wraps. They don't want to reveal too much until they have a full case put together. But I know I saw the video of them. Did you see it? Where they were coming and swarming in on his home. It was a whole team of people, and it was very regimented, almost like an army. And they were later seen coming out with boxes, so they knew what they were looking for. I'm sure it was computer files, and I'm not sure what else. But usually, when there's a raid like that, they just rip the house apart. They did, tear up couch cushions, pictures on the wall, everything till they find what they want. They will not stop till they get it. And clearly they would not have done such a thing on a high profile man if they did not feel there was strong evidence, I'm certain. And
so the rumor is that, sorry to interrupt, that he was pulling an Epstein, that he was filming famous people in compromising situations with traffic.
yes, and then blackmail. Yeah, and then using those videos to blackmail those celebrities. That's my understanding. It's part of his purpose. And, that's how people like him get power over people, when they have that kind of dirt.
Yeah. So it just feels like it goes back to what we had seen, that Homeland Security, the FBI, the Justice Department, all of this is under the Justice Department. It goes back to the remotes about Homeland Security and how they were trying to get rid of Mayorkas because he was cracking in on this stuff. And this was the real reason that they were going after him.
Yeah. And then, did you hear about Ashton Kutcher being drawn into this? Because well, it's my understanding he and Diddy have a friendship going back, I think, something like 25 years. And of course, there was all the controversy about Danny Masterson, who was Ashton's co-star on that 70s show. And Ashton and his wife, Mila Kunis, had both written letters to the judge in that case, begging for leniency. And now I don't know if I entirely understand the whole thing, but supposedly this is all tied into Diddy and human trafficking, even on Ashton's part. At least that's the rumor, the gossip.
My understanding is that Ashton Kutcher has a human trafficking nonprofit, but
yes, that is true.
So he could. God.
Yeah, so that's what I see. Yeah,
they're all going to be deposed about what they witnessed.
Yeah, seems inevitable.
Oh my God! So why don't we go ahead? We'll do some blitzes on it now. Oh yeah, my cough still a little bit, but I wipe everything down. Somebody said my cough is getting better. Thank you to the person who recommended the allergy wipes. I still have some of my cat still sits here, so sometimes it makes me cough, but allergy wipes helped a lot. I'm not doing any Allegra, and it's still much better. It's still there, but it's not. So thank you. Yeah, let's check out. Is Sean Combs going to be formally charged?
Something, Whimsy, if I may just interject quickly, I think this came up a few weeks ago on one of our shows about Ashton Kutcher, how he was going to be dragged down in some scandal around human trafficking, and now look how it's all coming to fruition.
Oh my God! Yeah,
I don't remember which show that was, but I remember that was a topic. In fact, I remember we were both surprised when it came up in our readings. Sorry to interrupt you. I wanted to bring that up.
Let's check. Let's see if he's going to be formally charged.
Is Ashton going to be formally charged? Is that the question?
No, Sean Diddy Combs.
Oh, Sean Diddy. Okay. Sean Diddy going to be formally charged. I'm getting a yes. Getting a yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Did you pull any cards? Because while you pull cards, yeah. So here's the rate. Knight of Wands can be like an aggressive military action, and here is the incarceration. 8 of Swords. They got him through. You know how they caught him was computers and documents, possibly. This is red tape. So those computers, those documents are what took him out. Look at that. His money. I heard that he's in serious financial trouble. 4 of Pentacles. And he's got addiction. He's a sex addict, man. Devil.
Wow.
Put it somewhere where it doesn't.
I mean, yeah. No, I'm not surprised by that. I hadn't really focused on the cards. I just did the pendulum. I don't know if anything's going to come up here. Let me shuffle. Anything jumps out. I got I don't know, epiphany. Epiphany. This was the card that jumped out of the deck as I was shuffling. I don't know. Epiphany, some sort of realization, some sort of truth coming to light. Like there's much more to this. And this is going to be like the epiphany that brings forth a lot more. I don't know. I know that's rather abstract, but that's what I'm kind of feeling when I saw this. I don't know. Do you feelings around that?
I think that this is really going back to what you and I had talked about, which is this idea that Hollywood is no more, that Hollywood is not what it was, and that the bad parts, the bad people will be exposed
Yeah.
by the very thing that was their business, the camera, the microphone, the very thing that was their business is the thing that is taking you away.
Do you think that would be basically like an epiphany then? Like a,
Yes.
like a bulb going off, like truth, light being shed on this. Like I'm sensing, I know it's just a cliche, but like the tip of the iceberg, like there's much, much more to this than what we're
Yeah, I
seeing.
mean,
And it's almost, he's like
you have
like the poster boy for this, or like the scapegoat.
yes, I am so tired of good people getting chewed up and spit out and left to die on the streets of LA. I mean, a lot of the homeless in LA are former actors and people that were in the business
Yeah.
that were victims of this sort of thing. And I think it would be great if we take all of their homes, all of their mansions from all of these Hollywood aristocrats with the same disease as the aristocrats in Europe that think that they're above the law, and they all get to go to prison, and then we can convert that into affordable housing for actors and artists that have been victims of these people. How's that? Does that work for you guys? Because that works for me.
Well, it's a thought. I don't know if it's realistic. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but I do agree with you that it's too long. There have been people in this upper tier that have been making their own rules for way too long, living above the law. And for many, many years, even decades, they got away with it. Now they're not. Now they're being caught. And a lot of it could be things such as computers, cameras. It's harder to hide now.
Barbara Young wants to know, will Ashton Kutcher be charged? Will Ashton Kutcher be charged? Mm-hmm. Ashton Kutcher?
Sure, going to.
What a sleazebag. Sorry.
Okay. As far as the pendulum goes, I'm getting a yes.
Well, when you see a crime and you don't report it, that's a crime. When you go to a party and you see these things and you don't, I think that it would be wise for Ashton Kutcher to make a deal with the feds and he will be deposed, and you're going to tell them everything you witnessed, and you're going to turn state's evidence, or you're going to be charged. 4 of Cups. This guy is being given an offer. Their son, what have I told you about the son in a criminal investigation? You never want a son on top of you during a criminal investigation. Mediator. Look at this 4 of Cups with a mediator coming in for the judge. That means you better start. He's gonna there. He is being advised to talk in exchange of not being charged.
Well, I just pulled a couple of cards. I got shame, and I get this over what's going on with Ashton, and suffering. And I take the suffering card to mean it's shame over people such as these children being made to suffering. It's great shame over that right now. These were the 2 cards that came out. I asked about the situation with Ashton.
Yeah. So Leah wants to know if there's ever going to be a day where we can globally just, take control of the traffickers. Are we going to be able to have that kind of tagging? I think so. I mean, we get better and better every day. They've now got swarm drones where they can chase the person down the street with face recognition. I think the days of being a criminal are coming to an end with these new.
Oh my God! I mean, you've got Well, you have satellites 300 miles up in the sky that can read a license plate. So there's the technology. There are many forms of technology to watch people now, and certainly, as you said, even the drones that can chase after people. Yeah, I think it's going to be harder, but then it seems like criminals keep getting more sophisticated. As the technology, the means of indicting them gets more sophisticated, they get smarter also. So I don't know where it's going to go ultimately.
I always think of them as criminals as just stupid. I don't think of them as like smart. I think of them as like,
Well, some of them are, I think. Some of them are quite smart, but that's not to justify them.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're keeping the ball rolling. The ball rolling with the crazy. The crazy. Okay, so this is right after my heart, right? So things have gone from crazy to worse in Israel and the Gaza war. Unfortunately, 7 good people got killed out of the world. Yeah, you want to talk about it?
It's terrible. It's terrible. I mean, it was a humanitarian attack on humanitarian aid. Almost like they're using food as a weapon. Going after just nourishment for people.
We are going to wait until there's an investigation. We don't want to. I don't think. Who knows with Netanyahu? I mean, I think Netanyahu has Israel has become a different country under Netanyahu, for sure.
Well, hasn't there been talk about a special election to recall him? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what this is. What I have an image here. This is the protest. We have literally hundreds of thousands of people taking to the street. That this person is lower than 15%. We have 134 hostages still there, but a lot of this disaster, he's just, God, I don't even want. I guess the first question people want to know is Netanyahu, is Netanyahu going to be ousted in a special election in Israel? Please say yes.
Well, or do you think he might even resign before a special election? Or is he just too strong to hold on?
He's Trump speaking Hebrew. Would you think that Trump would resign?
No, you're right. Okay, so what is the question specifically?
Will we get a special election in Israel to oust Netanyahu?
Will there be a special election to oust? Okay,
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu. I'm getting a yes on that. It went pretty quickly to the yes, the pendulum.
There are people so angry at Netanyahu, they want him criminally charged.
Yeah.
This is the insanity of the alt-right. They have destroyed Israel. Not only have they destroyed Israel, but if we don't put a stop to them, they're going to blow Israel up. I mean, they've got these crazy red heifers they're going to sacrifice because they're under some delusion, ultra-Orthodox, that the third temple. I mean, we need an adult in the room, somebody to come and take the crazy people away, because quite frankly, I think that they're crazy. And we need to go back to being the secular state that we used to be, the Bernie Sanders of the world, and work on security and good relationship with our neighbors. Everything they could have done to create a hostile border with Gaza has been done. Everything. It should be as friendly as Canada. Give people the good. I mean, there's some. Don't even get me started. But the answer is lovers. The day is going to come, I'm telling you, when Gaza will be a beautiful country. I'm telling you, it's going to be one of the best vacation spots in the world, and we are going to have a friendly border. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But it can't happen with Netanyahu because he is the problem. He is a huge part of the problem. So yeah, I think he's leaving, and I think we're entering towards the time of unity, which is my guy, Benny Gantz. He wants unity. And this division is tearing Israel apart. I don't know. How do you feel? doing?
Well, I'm going to be very curious to hear your opinions when you get back from Israel in May. You're going to be there.
Yeah.
You're going to see this for yourself. But it certainly on the surface feels like it's certainly for now tearing Israel apart. I think Israel will prevail, survive, but I think right now it's bad. It's definitely tearing the country apart, dividing people, that's for sure.
Well, the red heifers are from Texas. See, this is part of the crazy. It's these people that are strung out on religion, and they kind of invent it as they go along. First off, the red heifers have to be born in Israel, so that means nothing that there were some red heifers born in Texas. The miracle is that they have to be. There's a whole thing, so that means nothing that some red heifers were born in Texas. Well, good for them. We're going to go and some poor heifers are going to be shipped all the way to the Middle East. These poor animals, and have their throats cut because somebody's on some weird religious trip. I mean, come on, man. Like, can we get some adults in the room?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem with Netanyahu is that he has fed the crazy. That's the problem I think everyone has with Netanyahu.
Yeah.
And I think his days are numbered. We have to get back to sanity.
Yeah,
you can believe whatever you like, but you don't get to blow other people up. I don't care what your religion is on either side. Let's come together and create peace. Not get out of the country if you're going to start that stuff. That's my feeling about it. But
yeah,
I don't know.
We have an interesting question from Patricia. Will Donald make it to the November election? What?
I don't think so. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm going to just do pendulum here. Will Donald Trump make it to the November election? Whoa. The November election. That was, I got a swift no. I mean, I was almost surprised myself how quickly that went to no.
They said he can't because he has a health crisis. This is Trump. His health. Yeah. Look at his crisis.
Whoa.
Something's going to happen to his health.
Yeah. I had heard rumors that he was going to ask Nikki Haley to be his running mate, but I haven't seen any more about that. I'd heard it yesterday.
Nikki Haley would be a very good idea, I think, because, but she doesn't have any experience. So I just, as many of you know, Shannon Doherty has also been in the news. She has stage 4 cancer. This is part of a recurring trend we are seeing of women who are being diagnosed with advanced stage cancer because their doctors have not been taking them seriously. Many people think that this may also be what happened to Catherine Middleton, Mountbatten, Windsor, as the British call Princess Catherine, that we are seeing more and more. We send love and healing to Shannon Doherty. Stage 4, it's already, meaning it's already made it to the brain. A stage 4, as you know, Chuck, is when it has already moved to distant organs. That was part of your oncology studies when we went through that. But so the last time we had seen Catherine, she was looking extremely cachexic, like what we call cachexia, which is extremely emaciated at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So could the cover-up have been, here's the real cover-up, was that she was denied adequate medical care because they thought it was inside of her head? Is this another case of a woman who comes to the doctor and says, my stomach's upset or I'm having these symptoms, and they say, well, you have mental health problems, take an antidepressant. And she repeatedly is having stomach problems, they're repeatedly ignoring her. And by the time they have an ultrasound or they get in there and they start poking around and they find out that the person has stage 4 colon cancer, and that she had been showing symptoms for years, but they had dismissed her because they thought she was crazy. Is this the real conspiracy and tragedy of Catherine? And on that note, Who was influencing the doctors? Who was telling the doctors, this woman is crazy, don't take her seriously, don't take her pains seriously, it's all in her head? Was that potentially what happened? And is that why Catherine is now in such bad shape? And is that why an AI had to be made? Was an AI made because she was too sick at that point, because doctors screwed up? Another group of doctors screwing up with a female patient. Is that the real conspiracy? Let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, as far as the AI, that is not far-fetched at all. If you've seen some of these videos that have been created, there have been some scams. Like there was one with Taylor Swift, where she was promoting these $1,000 gift cards. I saw it on Facebook and I did a double take. I thought, well, Taylor Swift would never do a commercial like this. But it was so realistic. The way they can manipulate a face, the mouth, they can clone the voice, and it sounded and looked like Taylor Swift. And I thought, well, if they can do it that well, they could certainly do it with Catherine, because there is something about that video. The background looks a little fake. It was noted about how the trees and the grass never moved. There was no wind. I was even suspicious that she looked a little too healthy for someone as ill as she is supposed to be. So I even wondered, could that be AI?
She looks like she has more weight on than she did at Christmas, when she looked like she had advanced cachexia. And at that point, your cancer is pretty advanced. If she was so thin, any cancer doctor would say, okay, this is advanced cachexia. But why did people see what they wanted to see? Oh, she's thin. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Oh, it's mental health problems. Oh, it's an eating disorder. Hey, it's cancer. Why did they make it? And why did it take them so long to find it?
I don't know. I even think back to the story of Gilda Radner. I had talked about her on a show a week or two ago. Gilda, her doctors told her she had Epstein-Barr, chronic fatigue, and the reality was she had a malignant ovarian tumor that was misdiagnosed, and they did not find it until months later, and it was much too late for her.
Mm-hmm.
That was a case where doctors were not listening to her.
Yeah. So when I've looked at the cards, it said that she was getting better, but I also think that it would explain why she's so angry in the remotes, why she felt like she was being put away. It could have been all the feelings that come with being ill, but also rightly so, to not be listened to, and then you find out you've got stage 4. It's like you're the freaking future Queen of England and they can't get this right with her. What does that say for the rest of us?
Of course. It's frightening. It's devastating. And then I wonder where William figures into all of this. Trying to cover up.
Well, we're going to do a quick one to see if she's going to recover. I'm optimistic. And then I guess we're going to close after that. I think we're done for the day. Kind of a gruesome ending.
Well, shuffling here. I get first card I got was loss, but then I got celebration, unconditional love. Do you get the similar thing where I'm getting, yes, the loss means the present situation, but celebration and unconditional love, I take that to mean her own self-empowerment and rising above this.
Yeah, I think she quit. I think she pulled a Meghan Markle. Queen of Swords. What is the song of the Queen of Swords? You guys know the song of the Queen of Swords? I will survive. Na 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 na. I don't know the song. La 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 la. Na 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 na. I was petrified. I don't know. The Queen of Swords is a survivor.
That's what
So working on her stuff. She wants to start her own brand. She wants her own money. That was something that I found in the remote. She's leaving everything. She doesn't want to be a royal anymore. She wants to do her own. alive, I think she will divorce him, and I think she will go off. She wants to live a quiet piece. She wants her life back. She wants to be anonymous again. Good for her. He is made her, this whole thing made her sick.
I think Harry has set a precedent for other members of the royal family. He has done it. He kicked open the door for other royals to say, to hell with this. This is not my life. This is not who I am. I'm moving on. And maybe that's why William is so desperate to keep her under wraps right now.
Well, I think that she's extremely sick, and I think the family is close to home because, if it is as advanced as they're saying, you do want to be close to her and close to home regardless. In the remotes, it came out, according to the remotes, when I was Catherine, because when you're a remote viewer, you get to be the other person. I heard myself say, look, folks, I mean, we haven't been together in 2.5 years. I was upset 2.5 years ago, but I'm kind of moving on here. The audience hasn't caught up to what's really going on between us. So we're just trying to co-parent and do our thing, but I'm totally over him. I can imagine being angry that this idiot kept telling me it was in my head. So what is this guy the future king telling my doctors it's in my head? Is that why they didn't run the appropriate? Are you the reason I have advanced? What's he telling my doctors?
Yeah.
Who told them it was all in my head? You see what I'm saying? So that's where my head's going.
Yeah. That kind of behavior is not going to be tolerated. The universe does not support that kind of behavior. It has to rise above. I think she is going to rise above. I think that's what that meant in that card about her own self-love, her own self-empowerment, ultimately a celebration of victory, which ties in with what you said. She's going to move on. She's going to leave, form her own life. I wonder if it's going to mean having to leave the country like Harry did. Like come to America.
Well, God, I don't think so because she's got kids, but just to have a more quiet life, and good for her. Take care of yourself, girl.
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
I did. We always get into some really serious topics here, but yeah, I have.
Well, yeah. I mean, Shannon Doherty is saying that it's all about simplify. She's doing the whole Swedish death cleaning thing right now, where she's. And so I think the thing that, you think about with somebody like Shannon Doherty, the woman we all love to hate, right? I don't know why. I actually liked her character, but I think the lesson that she's giving is don't leave a mess for somebody else. That she thinks about her mother all the time. And she thinks about the fact my mother's going to have to clean this mess up when I'm dead. So instead of being depressed, I use my time wisely to get rid of the things so that somebody else doesn't have to clean this up when I'm gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, on that happy note, thank you everyone for joining us.
I really appreciate you very much.
Any last thing you want to say about you before we close?
Me? Let's see. Did I mention my channel? Please like and subscribe. Chuck's Captivating Chronicles. My cat has a channel, Sasha's Siamese Secrets. Please like and subscribe. I guess that's pretty much it. I think we covered everything, didn't we?
Yes. Last, if you're trying to get in for a tarot reading with me, you can find the information below. Also, Chuck will be offering tarot and psychic readings soon. We just have to kind of figure out how to set up his. You're working on that, right? How you're going to set that up? Yeah, because I know many of you have requested readings with Chuck, so you will.
Thank you. That touches me very much.
Chuck is trying to keep it affordable because.
I'll be very affordable. Yeah.
Okay, so we will try and set that up for you guys, and so hopefully next week we'll be able to announce how to book with Chuck as well.
All
right. All right. Be kind to all so that all will be kind to you too, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Be well. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Love you. Bye.